Just going to do a walk around of a Valtra N174. This has a CVT gearbox, which stands for Central Vario Transmission. I'll just start front. The front link arms have a 3-point-ton lift capacity. This model has two sets of front spool valves, a front PTO, and external controls for both of them. The engine is an Agco Power 4-cylinder, 165 horsepower engine, which will boost to 185 horsepower. The front tyres are Trelleborg VF 600s and the rear tyres are Trelleborg VF 710s. So at the rear link arms have a 7.8-ton lift capacity. This model has external link arm controls, external PTO controls, and 2 slots for external spool valve control. Has a hydraulic top link. Valtra have mechanical brakes on the top there, and an external PTO shut-off for emergency use. This model has 4 electronic spool valves and a low flow. The low flow produces 50 litres a minute, and the normal spool valves produce 160 litres a minute. The other sockets at the rear, we have a power beyond, a free flow return, load sensing, dual air line, a light socket, an ice-bus socket, and hydraulic trailer brake line. The cab suspension is air at the rear and air at the front axle, and they talk to each other, so the front axle hits a bump and it talks to the rear axle and it stiffens or softens it up depending on what happens. The machine has a Tier 4 final exhaust system. You can spec them with right-hand side windscreen wipers, and the toolbox is located here with a battery. It also has an airline socket for blowing down. In the cab we have the Valtra Unlimited fully leather seat and a fully adjustable steering column. In the cab the park brake, neutral and forward and backward shuttle are on the left hand side of the steering column. The air pressure gauge is here. In the dashboard we have the fuel gauge, the engine temperature gauge, the rev counter, and the speedometer. There is a small digital display beneath the rev counter, which displays the time and when your PTO is in gear. On the right hand side cab pillar, you have the current selected gear, the outside temperature, the maximum speed in that gear, and the AdBlue counter. It has dual display screens. On the armrest, a smart touch display screen which runs your tractor and guidance settings, and an ice-bus display screen. On the armrest we have a multi-function joystick that can be used to shuttle up and down the ranges, 2 freely assignable spool valve buttons, 2 freely assignable headland management buttons, link arm control, a forward and backward shuttle, a cruise speed adjustment scroller, a hand throttle, 2 preset rev engagement switches, your transmission settings, incremental switches for your rear link arms, a control for your hydraulic trailer hitch. Have another freely assignable joystick which can be assigned 3 different spool valve functions, 4 freely assignable spool valves, link arm depth gauge, auto steer engagement, quick steer engagement, and low flow control. You have your front and rear PTO engagement buttons. On the side of the tractor you have an emergency brake, a power bank, and your hitch lock. For more information, please contact Valtra N174.